Sweet.
And we are in Javier Colon's dressing room slash trailer, live in the vineyard. We've been working really hard on the new album, and it's just about to come out. Tell us more about the album and when we can start enjoying it.
Yes, the album is called Come Through For You, and it's going to come out November 21st on Universal Republic Records. And I'm very, very excited about it. My first single's with Natasha Bedingfield, and it's called As Long As We've Got Love. And it's been an amazing journey from the beginning of doing the show The Voice that kind of started this all for me, to ending the show, winning the show, and then going into recording an album, which is something that I never thought that I'd have the opportunity to do again. And it's been an amazing, wonderful journey and just a blessing. So.
Now, were you friends with Natasha? How did she get involved with the project? Was she a fan of the show and of yours? How'd that happen?
We actually, one of the producers that we worked with, his name's Andrew Frampton. He actually runs her record label, and we talked to Andrew and some other folks and sent her a song and said we would love to have you on this record, and she listened to it and she loved it, and the rest is history. But she is just amazing, so honored and just so stoked that we were able to get her on the record.
You mentioned something to me last night when we met, that Adam Levine collaborated with you, and he said on the show that he wanted to work with you. So that actually happened? It
actually happened. We got him on a record. We got him on a song called Stand Up, and I love the record. Love Adam. I mean, he's just he's awesome. I would not be sitting here without him. So just really glad that we were able to collab on something, and I'm excited. I'm excited for people to hear it.
So he really actually did kind of step into that role of mentor. It wasn't just for the show. Like, in what ways has he helped you?
It was not just for the show. I mean, I can call him at any moment and ask him advice about all this craziness that has been going on, and he's there. He'll just he's there to help and mentor and give you advice, and a lot of this stuff you're not used to, just the craziness that is involved in the intense schedules and the people pulling you in all directions and stuff. So it's great to be able to talk to him, about the music, as well as just about just all the changes and stuff, like just the life stuff. He was a great coach on the show. He's a great mentor, and he's a good friend.
The show was so popular, and I'm sure you get recognized everywhere you go, especially when you wear the cap. The cap that was much discussed on the show.
Yes, the hat gives me away.
What's been the most random place that someone's recognized you?
This is the most random place. Oh, the subway in Canada. It was still in the U.S. So we were on our way into Canada to do a show, immediately following, the next week after the show, after I won the Voice, and we were in this subway in this very, very tiny border town, somewhere in New York, I think it was. Yeah, it was in New York, and every person behind the glass there in subway, they all just knew me immediately. And I was like, how does this happen? I'm like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, oh my God, you're Javier from The Voice. And I'm like, yes, I am. It was very strange, but it just shows how far-reaching the show really was. I don't think I really understood how many people, 15 million households, it really was. I thought that it was a lot less, thinking that we have, so many, people on, in this country that would actually, run. I thought running into people that knew the show would be a lot less frequent, and I was wrong. So.
At what point during the competition did you realize that you had a pretty good shot of winning the show?
I never thought about it.
Really?
Never thought about it. I mean, my goal was to stay in as long as I could, but I never expected to win. I never expected to get to the next week. I just, I didn't have any expectations. that was kind of part of my. It's just part of the way that I'm wired. You know, especially having been in the business as long as I've been, and having all these ups and downs, and having things that you expected to happen not happen. You know, I'm hardwired now at this point to not expect anything, and I would just go out and I said, you know what, you have to give your absolute all, or you're gonna go home. And even if you give your absolute all, you could still go home. And I knew that, so I wouldn't expect anything. So I would be waiting and waiting, and a lot of people would say, oh well, you're the favorite and this and that, and I didn't. I mean, it went right over my head because it didn't mean anything. I mean, if you're a favorite this week, you could not be the favorite next week. So the goal was to just try to be up there, you know, every week, and I didn't think I could win it until he called my name at the end.
That's one of the things I love about that show is it definitely gives a second chance to people that have had recording contracts, been out there working for many years. How is your experience now making the record different from before the show when you were pretty much doing the same thing you're doing now?
Right. I mean, the great thing is that, you know, I've got fans. I've got some built-in fans now that are waiting for a CD as opposed to just doing a CD and trying to find those fans. So I'm looking forward to getting something out there, you know, to the fans that watched the show and that voted for me, and then building on those fans. And yeah, that's definitely something that we didn't have before. We have a head start, a really good head start with being, you know, having been on the show.
So we talked about the new album coming out in just a couple of weeks, and we've actually mentioned a couple of the songs, the duet with Natasha, the collaboration with Adam. Right. What are a couple of other songs that you're really anxious for us to hear? Tell us about them.
There's a few. There's some really personal ones. The album is named after a song called "Come Through" that I wrote for my wife about 5 years ago. You know, I wrote it about 4 a.m. when I woke up from a dead sleep with like these two complete verses in my head, and it was after an argument that we had that night, and we went to bed mad at each other, and you know, she was upset about my career choice and how things weren't going the way that, you know, I had said that they would, and you know, basically the song is about, you know, saying, listen, I know that things haven't been, you know, great, and I know that we don't have any money right now, and I know that I'm this big dreamer, but I mean, just hang on there, just hang in there with me, because I promise you I will come through for you. One day I will come through for you, and I hope that this album, that this experience is me coming through for her.
Have you splurged on any gifts for your wife? Tell me you have at least one extra special thing for her.
Well, you know what? One thing that we did that was overdue was that she had lost her wedding band, and gold is super expensive.
Yeah,
these days.
Yeah, it is.
I have no idea how expensive it was, but we went and I got her wedding band, which is something that she really wanted and she really missed, but she lost it a couple years ago, and we couldn't replace it because it was just too expensive, and so we did that, and that was probably one of the most expensive things that we've done. But everything else is, I mean, we're saving. We're not, you know, we paid off a lot of bills and credit cards and stuff like that. So we definitely, you know, we've spent some money just doing that, just trying to get back to even, you know. But you know, that's, as far as gifts for my wife, that was probably one of the main ones.
Well, hopefully it's the first of many good things to come for her. Well, we're very excited to hear the album now. Once it comes out, will you be announcing a tour?
Yes, we will. We're still working on the exact dates for that, but that will be coming very shortly.
Well, hopefully you'll come to Portland. Have you been to Portland before?
I've been to Portland many times. I'm actually Portland's like the home of Nike, where I've got many good friends, and the folks there at Nike Golf actually take really, really good care of me. So I'm in Beaverton at least once or twice a year.
Oh, well, we got to get you to Portland.
Let's do it.
If for no other reason, get you out to Nike.
Let's do it.
All right. And we'd love to have you come visit us at 105.1 The Buzz. Thanks for chatting with us, Javier.
Thank you.
Very much looking forward to hearing the whole album in a couple of weeks.
My pleasure. So thank you.